All right, so here we are. It's June of 2027 in the career mode, and yeah, we just kind of got fed up in the last episode. It's been a few days. Been a kind of a slower moving weekend with this series, I guess you could say, as we're winding it down. I know NHL 23 is coming out this coming week, so we got that to look forward to. Maybe a small break for me before we start that series up, but we are going to do this video first. And before we get into this video, we could retire. On the 21st, we are a day ahead of retirement. We could retire. We're not going to retire, though. We are going to carry this series through another season. But here's the catch here. We're going to sim a whole season. So we're just going to sim the whole season. And there's going to be a lot of editing for me to do because I got perks and things that I got to... all kinds of things pop up because, you know, it's EA Sports and the way they do this. So we're just going to sim the rest of the off season right now. And all these menu things are going to pop up for me. I will always edit all this crap out. Again, the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup, so they're the defending Stanley Cup champions coming into season. This is season 7 that we're about to start. And we are going to sim all of season 7. So I'm just letting you know we are simming the whole season just so we can get another season in. And if we're in the playoffs, well, we're going to play that. This is big. The GM has pulled me in here. I've been traded to the Minnesota Wild. Okay, well, this is an absolute shocker. We've been traded to Minnesota. I've had a good run, but it feels like it's time to move on. Well, it would have been time to move on like 6 months ago. This is a little late, but I'll take it. I'm a freaking monster next to Coach Sim. Like an absolute beast animal hybrid thing. Spare me of Coach Sim's conversations. Oh, this isn't good. He's sitting on his desk. He's going to tell me something. Not the type of effort I wanted to see. Well, okay. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. The first time I've seen the coach actually sit on the desk. Oh, he's chilled. He's relaxed now in his seat. And now he's got his head looking down. And... okay, we made the final roster. Well, thank you. We were supposed to make the roster. He's like, oh my God, what did we inherit from Florida? My knees are going through the desk. I didn't even see that. We're never going to sim past this Arizona game because we're going to keep having discussions and reporters and everyone in our face. All right, so here's the deal. We're sitting here before opening night in Arizona on the road. They've already played a game. This is going to be our first game as a Minnesota Wild. We're going to sim it out. We were traded from the Florida Panthers to the Minnesota Wild, and we're going to sim the whole season and just see how it plays out. And it will be quite a short little, I guess, episode of simming. I don't know if we're going to record the playoff games if we make the playoffs and play them, or how this episode is going to go. I don't know. I'm not from the future right now. So what we're going to do is sim out this entire season and just see, excuse me, I had to burp. We'll just see what the slate is. There's Florida on the schedule there, and Ottawa. So we got some former teams that we could play against. But anyway, I'll have tabs on those games as we sim, but we're going to sim everything. There's the whole schedule. So we're going to basically go to halfway, which is I'm going to sim up to roughly before this LA Kings game. So we'll sim up to here. I'll stop, and then we'll take a break, see where we're at in the standings and everything. And of course, if we get the trade deadline time and this team isn't a playoff team, well, we're going to start requesting a trade. Let the simulations begin. Well, I'm on the ice here with Eriksson Ek, and he's over here chatting it up.
They obviously think that he's ready to be an NHL goaltender.
Eriksson Ek already doesn't like me. He's like, man, this guy's an asshole. I didn't come here to be friends. I came here to win games and not talk to Coach Sim all the time. This dude is always trying to chat it up with me. I mean, look, we're winning games. I don't know what more you want from me. We're winning games. Why would you be upset because I didn't post a shutout? Do you know how hard it is to stop the puck on every shot you see? I mean, getting a shutout is no easy feat. Coach Sim, don't tell me you're sending me down. We need to talk about how you've been playing so far. Well, this could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. I'm just getting warmed up. What I've seen hasn't impressed me. You need to start playing. Well, like I said, I'm just getting warmed up, coach. We're simming the season. That's why I'm posting a 916. How's that not good enough? You should have seen the save percentage last season. I don't even know what the challenge from Coach Sim is. Let's just go out there and sim the games and hope we get wins. That's the only thing I have to say. Oh, we're leading the division. Look at that. That's what happens when you put me at the helm and we win over Dallas. No doubt. See, I had no doubt about it. And I like No Doubt. They're a pretty awesome band. Have you ever heard the song Spider Webs? I used to play that song on Guitar Hero. I literally can't sim one day without there being some sort of conversation with somebody, Coach Sim or a teammate. There's a great band playing the night before our game on a go. Unless it's No Doubt, I don't want to go see it. So it better be No Doubt. What's in it for me? Besides the music, I'll cover your ticket. You're going to love this band. You better tell me it's No Doubt, okay? You better tell me. Coach Sim, you got to stop this. You got to stop this. I mean, it's borderline harassment at this point. And I will report you to Human Resources. Want to go see a baseball game since we're in Boston? Dude, it's December. It's December. What baseball are we going to watch? Dude, I'm not passing on eating hot dogs at the ballpark. It's December. There's no baseball being played in December. There's no logic here. But I guess I don't expect anything else from EA to not know when the sport of baseball is played. Dude, we shut out the Senators on the road. Hopefully I played that game. We've gotten quite a few shutouts already this season, and we're just crushing it in the Central Division. Dude, Coach Sim, I know you think that, posting an above 900 save percentage is not good enough. But, I mean, come on. What planet are you living on? All right, so one thing I realized that I didn't really do is go over the lineup for this Minnesota team here. So what we've got is we got Philip Zadina, Eriksson X centering that first line, and then Timashov, and then Klim Kostin, Gosher, and Teravainen, Beauvillier, Yeager, and Toffoli, and then Everly, Glass, and Coleman round out the bottom six there. On the defensive side, we got Darnell Nurse. We're reunited with Darnell Nurse. How about that? Darnell Nurse on the first pair, and Shea Theodore on the first pair. I didn't even look at Shea Theodore's name. So two guys that were together in Vegas with us, reunited in Minnesota. Maybe we all three win a cup together. How sick would that be? And of course, Jacob Chikrin and Sergachev, Brodin, and Lacosta. There's your defense. And then in net, it's me, a 99 overall, untamed beast. And then Capo Kakinen backing me up. He's backing me up for life. And we'll look at the stats in a second. So first things first, we're at about the halfway point in the season. We played almost 40 games, 39 games. So we're pretty much getting to halfway there. And we currently have 56 points, well clear of the Nashville Predators and really anyone else in the division. This is the way the Atlantic Division, this is the Eastern Conference. This is the way the Pacific Division shakes out. And there you see Vegas is leading that division with 55 points, very respectable. And Metropolitan Division. And then there's the Atlantic Division right there. And that's, where's our former team? The Senators. So, okay, this is very interesting. So the Senators, one of my previous former teams, 59 points, leads the Atlantic Division, with the Panthers, the team that we were just on, at 43 points, so bottom of the division. So the Sens, one of our former teams, leading their division. The Vegas Golden Knights, one of our former teams, leading the division. And then my current team currently leading the division. So I've had a magic touch put on teams that I've been on, except for the Florida Panthers. So offensive stats, Zadina has 40 points in 39 games. Very nice. 21 goals in 39 games. Not bad. And so there's your points leaders, just kind of looking at the offensive tallies for our entire lineup as we scroll there. All right, so here's your look at goaltenders. Oh, it's been a very even split between myself and Kakinen, actually. We've about split it 50-50 almost, with Kakinen playing a handful extra games than I have. And so far, both goaltenders rocking decent numbers. The thing is Kakinen has 3 of the team's 4 shutouts. I only posted 1, but I'm rocking a 912, and the numbers are very similar between the two of us. We're putting up similar numbers, despite Kakinen being an 84 overall goaltender. And he's played a few extra minutes than I have. I have no points right now. But oddly enough, both of us were drafted in the same round and almost the same draft position. Same draft pick, same draft position, basically, same draft round, and very, very similar games played and numbers. All right, so we have simmed up to about the halfway point here on January 13th. So I think it's a pretty good safe bet. This team is a playoff team. I was going to sim up to the deadline if it was close, but it's looking pretty much like this Minnesota Wild team is going to be a playoff team. So we'll get right to the end of the season, where we're up here on deadline day. And if you can see that on your right side of your screen, you'll see that the Coyotes have caught up very rapidly to us. They're just 5 points in back of us, although we do have a game in hand. And despite it being trade deadline day, we can't even ask for a trade if we wanted to. I think I stopped the sim a little too late anyway, so I think we've already passed the deadline. But anyway, we're just going to keep on simming to the end of the season. Coyotes have overtaken us for the top spot in the division, and we just keep dropping games. This is what happens when you put Kakinen in the net. They got to run with me if they want to win these games. The Central, there we go. Oh, we're close with the Coyotes. Well, we beat the Coyotes in that head-to-head. It was huge for us, but I don't think we're going to win the division now, as the Coyotes are probably going to take the division. What a strange universe to live in. Yeah, we can't catch the Coyotes. They're going to take the division, but we are going to be a playoff team, and we're going to finish out the season right here. We'll sim up, and then we'll take a look at the final stats on the regular season. You got to be freaking kidding me.
Yes,
they decide to put me on the bench for the playoffs. So we simmed the whole season so that we could potentially just play playoff games, and we're going to be riding the bench for this as a 99 overall after what I assume we had a pretty solid year. Not sure how to make this make sense, but Kakinen played 50 games versus our 35. And we actually had better numbers, I know, in less games, but we had better numbers. 904, a 2.91. I mean, we were a little bit better, played less games, rode the bench a lot more than we should have this season. And he decides to go with Kakinen to start the playoffs. Just unbelievable. All right, so we're going to jump into the calendar and just simulate. We got the Chicago Blackhawks. Okay, so we got the Chicago Blackhawks at home to start this series. And actually, I should sim this from this menu. All right, sim the game. First game, game one, at home against Chicago in round one. We should be able to eliminate these guys. And we have lost game one. See, that's what happens when you don't put me in the net. We lose game one. The line score is why. That's why. Sim to the next game. All right, so game two. We won game two. So we're up to game three now. And simming game three. And we take game three, so we're up 2-1 in the series going into game four. Game four, and we take game four, so we're on the way to sending the Blackhawks packing. Game four, chance to win it all. Do we take the series? And we do. We knock out the Blackhawks in 5 games. Very nicely done. So there's your summary of the series against the Blackhawks. 1-0 OT loss, 6-1 win, 7-0 win, 3-1 win, 7-1 win. We pounced all over the Blackhawks. All right, so now it's round two, and we're in Arizona against the Coyotes, the team that overtook us in the standings at the very end of the season, and they won the Central Division. Well, now we get a chance to get revenge on them in the playoffs. So game one, and game one goes to the Minnesota Wild. Oh, we won game two up 6-1, or with the 6-1 record, and now game three, and we lose game three to the Coyotes, so it's a 2-1 series advantage going into game four, and we've won game four. So we've got a 3-1 advantage over the Coyotes, a chance to eliminate them now on the road in Arizona. And we've done it. We've eliminated the Coyotes. All right, how about that? Took out the Blackhawks, took out the Coyotes in 5 games each for both of those series, and we await our third round opponent. So we're going to the conference final with this team. It's not the first time I've been on a team that's gone to the conference final, and we got the Edmonton Oilers, I think, once again in our way. The last time we were here, the Oilers were the team we opposed in the conference final when we were with Vegas. All right, here we go. Game one on the road in Edmonton against the Oilers. You see the records there. Pay attention to the records, as that will tell you who won or lost each game. So this is game one, and it's going to go in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. So the Oilers take game one. Game two, it looks like that went to us, as we have taken game two. So game three, we got a knotted series as it goes back to Minnesota. Will we take game three? No, the Oilers take game 3. Game 4, a chance to even it up or go down, and we went down. We are down 3-1 in the series. Well, we're down 3-1 in the series. We need to win this game 5 if we're going to keep it going. Elimination time for the Minnesota Wild. Might want to call on your goaltender, get me to play a game. I don't know, just a suggestion. Well, they're going to sim the game, and what's going to happen here? We were eliminated, so the Oilers take us out in 5. Well, unfortunate that we simmed the season this far ahead. Simmed through the whole season, didn't even get a chance to play in the playoffs. Was hoping maybe Kakinen would go down with some sort of injury, but it just never happened. So all of that for nothing. We never actually played a game in-game as a member of the Minnesota Wild. Let's just see what the offseason has awaiting for us. So the Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup here in Season 7. They are the Stanley Cup champions. I'm not sure if they faced the Edmonton Oilers, didn't they? Sent past all that up to the free agent phase of things, and the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Minnesota Wild have offered us a contract. Lightning are offering us more money, so we'll just sign there. All right, so that might do it for this series. It might cap this series off. I was hoping we would be able to play a game in the playoffs. I thought surely we would. I think the line score had a huge impact on it, and you see where the line score is from simulating. So that obviously, I think, had a negative impact. But that might be it for the series for NHL 22. I may be signing off right here until NHL 23 comes out. I thank everyone for coming out and following this series. This was a fun thing to experiment with, is basically what it started with, was an experiment essentially. Just uploading for fun and doing this series for fun, but it's really kind of blossomed in a way I never expected it to. And I'm looking forward to continuing this in NHL 23. It's going to be nice to have a little break, kind of refresh, recharge a little bit before we start grinding on NHL 23, because I'm telling you what, it's been an absolute grind trying to do daily videos with this Goalie Be a Pro series through NHL 22. I've enjoyed doing it, but the process is kind of a grind, recording each episode and editing it all down. Had some technical issues along the way, multiple ones toward the end of the series that really kind of held the series back a little bit, but I do appreciate everyone's understanding and everyone's attention to the series. We will continue this. There will be a franchise mode, and we'll have a lot more details coming up on the first video that we drop for NHL 23. There will certainly be more details in that video, explaining and going over my plan for the series and my, I guess, upload schedule. I don't really have a schedule. It's not really like a pertinent schedule. It's a flexible schedule that changes, but I'll give you a rough idea as to what series to expect and when to expect them.